It says it's preparing, but it says that. And then I end up like already live and I don't realize it, which is why you get this weird little babble section at the beginning of every episode. Hello and welcome to Tea and New Book Tuesday. I'm Lisa. I will be your librarian today. I am drinking, my tea for today is Celestial Seasonings Wild Berry Zinger, which has a lot of flavor. Also, okay, I don't know if I want to mess with the camera, but I kind of want to mess with the camera because I want you to see this. This is like insanely colored. Just, I didn't steep it an excessive amount of time or anything. I'm not sure why, it just is, but it tastes good. And I didn't have to put sugar in it. Which saves calories for cookies. Okay, welcome to Tea and New Book Tuesday. I'm aware I'm live. The Mobile Public Library Facebook Live event where you get to hear about books that have been pre-ordered by Mobile Public Library but won't be arriving until November. They should already be in the catalog, which means you can already put them on hold and be one of the first people in Mobile who gets to read them. Today we're going to talk about yellow labels, which we put yellow labels on mystery, thriller, and suspense and crime fiction here at Mobile Public Library. I don't know why I felt the need to say Mobile Public Library so many times this Tuesday. I just do. Anyway, normally we would start off with your favorite part of Tea and New Book Tuesday and mine, which is the giveaways. But we have giveaways that aren't out yet, one of which is in the list today. So we'll do the giveaways when we hit that book. Also, we've started putting out am I fuzzy? In the camera, I look fuzzy. Do you need to come closer to me? Would that help? Nope. Okay. Well, the camera's going to do what it's going to do. Also, this, I think, is the first week in a while where we've got the Zoom link up. So I have to keep an eye on that, even as I share my screen with you. Just let me share it. There we go. So that you can see my slides. But let's go to present so you can see them properly. There we go. All right, Tea and New Book Tuesday. Did I tell you I finished the house at the end of Needless Street? I wasn't happy with it. I feel like it drags a lot. So I basically skipped to the end because I was expecting, some big paradigm shift, basically, because it'd been compared to Gone Girl, which definitely has that. Yeah. Gone Girl had a lot of other observations that made me love it. There's a lot of feminist stuff in Gone Girl. There's a lot of discussion about the way we view each other and intimate relationships and things like that. And Needless Street probably has some of those things. The themes around them weren't things I'm terribly interested in. So yeah, I never connected to it, but I went and read the end of the book, which is where I was going with that. And I found out what the big changes are. And I'm kind of glad I didn't finish reading it because I think that would have been disappointing. If you're interested in it, I still think it's worth trying because it is well written. But if you don't connect within those first few chapters, it's not going to get better. I got to 50% and I was still like dragging myself through the book. So yeah. Next up, I'll probably read My Heart is a Chainsaw, but we'll see. We'll see once I get into it. All right. So for Tea and New Book Tuesday, we are doing yellow labels, as I explained. So let's start off with our first yellow label, All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. Elise Littlejohn seemingly has it all. An Ivy League law degree, a well-paying job as a corporate attorney in Midtown Atlanta, great friends, and a for fun relationship with a rich, charming executive, her white boss, Michael. But everything changes one cold January morning when Elise goes to meet Michael and finds him dead with a gunshot to the head. And then she walks away like nothing has happened. Why? Elise has been keeping a cache of dark secrets, including a small town past and a kid brother who spent time on the other side of the law. She can't be thrust into the spotlight again. But instead of grieving this tragedy, people are gossiping. The police are getting suspicious, and Elise, the company's lone black attorney, is promoted to replace Michael. While the opportunity is a dream come true, Elise just can't shake the feeling that something is off. When she uncovers shady dealings inside the company, Elise is trapped in an impossible ethical and moral dilemma. Suddenly, Elise's past and present lives collide as she launches into a pulse-pounding race to protect the brother she tried to save years ago and stop a conspiracy far more sinister than she could have ever imagined. This is also one of our giveaways today. Yes, it doesn't come out until November 2nd, but if you would like it, put all her little secrets in the comments below, along with your MPL location for pickup. Your other options are, okay, so we have a mixed bag. We have one that I've given away before and got snatched up pretty fast. This is about a young man, an astrobiologist who is raising his 9-year-old son alone. And as his son grows troubled, he is hoping to keep him off psychoactive drugs. At this point, he learns of an experimental neurofeedback treatment to bolster Robin's emotional control, one that involves training the boy on the recorded patterns of his mother's brain. With its soaring depictions of the natural world, its tantalizing vision of life beyond, and its account of a father and son's ferocious love, Bewilderment marks Richard Powers' most intimate and moving novel. At its heart lies the question, how can we tell our children the truth about this beautiful, imperiled planet? So that is Bewilderment by Richard Powers. I also have a nonfiction that came out in September. This is called The Making of America's, or Wildland, The Making of America's Fury by Evan Osnos. Osnos is a reporter, and he usually covers politics and foreign politics. So he came back to the United States in 2013, and at that point he had been out of the country for 10 years, and he found America very divided, the sort of polarized political divisions that we're dealing with now that have become even more and more obvious. So he began reporting on this. Everything in here was reported over the course of 6 years. He decided to focus on 3 places that he knew firsthand: Greenwich, Connecticut, Clarksburg, West Virginia, and Chicago, Illinois. Wildland follows ordinary people as they navigate the varied landscapes of 21st century America. Through their powerful, often poignant stories, Osnos traces the sources of America's political dissolution, finding that the truth about the state of the nation may be found in the intricate details of individual lives and in the hidden connections between them. A prescient, empathetic examination of seismic changes in American politics and culture. Wildland is a story of a crucible, a period in which Americans lost the moral confidence to see themselves as greater than the sum of their parts, and how they set out to rebuild it. So that's Wildland, if you want that one. And our final giveaway also doesn't come out. All Her Little Secrets comes out November 2nd. This comes out November 9th. It is Dolphin Junction by Mick Herron. This is a collection of short stories by an acclaimed and beloved crime writer. So all of the stories are crime and mystery connected. Some of these have been published elsewhere, and there might be some new ones as well. I'm not sure. But he does have 4 mystery stories featuring the Oxford wife and husband detective team of shrewd Zoe Boehm and hapless Joe Silverman, and the collection also includes a peek of the past of Jackson Lamb, who is the top agent at Slough House. Slough House, which I'm probably mispronouncing, is Heron's series, his mystery series that he's written. And I want to say the other team is part of his other series, but I'm not super sure about that. So if you've read Heron's books, you'll probably enjoy this collection of short stories. Or if you've read either of his series, then obviously you might enjoy it as well and get a peek at some of the same characters. So that's Dolphin Junction by Nick Heron. That's the 4 we have today. All Her Little Secrets, Bewilderment, Wildland, and Dolphin Junction. If you want one, put the name of the book in the comments, along with your MPL location for pickup, and I will start sending them out right after this broadcast. All right. So All Her Little Secrets comes out November 2nd. If you end up not being the person who gets it, you can always put it on hold because we have copies on the way. All right, moving on to The Collective by Allison Galen. Camille Gardner is a grieving and angry mother who, 5 years after her daughter's death, is still obsessed with the privileged young man she believes to be responsible. When her rash actions attract the attention of a secret group of women, the Collective, Camille is drawn into a dark web where these mothers share their wildly different stories of loss, as well as their desire for justice in a world where privilege denies accountability and perpetrators emerge unscathed. Fueled by mutual rage, these women orchestrate their own brand of justice through precise, anonymous, complexly plotted, and perfectly executed revenge killings, with individual members completing a specific and integral task in each plan. As Camille struggles to comprehend whether this is a role-playing exercise or terrifying reality, she must decide if these women are truly avenging angels or monsters. Becoming more deeply enmeshed in the group, Camille learns truths about the collectives and about herself that she may not be able to survive. So that's The Collective, coming out also November 2nd. A lot of stuff is coming out November 2nd, especially today. Everything We Didn't Say by Nicole Bart. Juniper Baker has just graduated from high school and was deep in the throes of a summer romance with Cal when, I'm gonna mess up the entire first sentence of this one, when Cal and Beth Murphy, a childless couple who lived on a neighboring farm, were brutally murdered. When her younger brother became the prime suspect, June's world collapsed and everything she loved that summer fell away. She left, promising never to return to Jericho, Iowa. Until now. Officially, she's back in town to help an ill friend manage the local library, but really she's returned to repair her relationship with her teenage daughter, who's been raised by Juniper's mother and stepfather since birth, and to solve the infamous Murphy murders once and for all. She knows the key to both lies in the darkest secrets of that long ago summer night, one that's haunted her for nearly 15 years. As history begins to repeat itself and a dogged local true crime podcaster starts delving into the murders, the race to the truth puts past and present on a dangerous collision course. Juniper lands back in an all too familiar place with the answers to everything finally in her sights. But this time it's her daughter's life that hangs in the balance. Will revealing what really happened mean a fresh start, or will the truth destroy everything Juniper loves for a second time? Bart once again brilliantly weaves mystery into family drama in this expertly crafted novel for fans of Lisa Jewell and Megan Miranda. So if you're interested in Everything We Didn't Say, it comes out November 2nd, of course. All right. It's weirdly syrupy. Like, for something that doesn't have sugar in it, it feels almost syrupy, which is nice. It coats my throat as I talk loudly alone in a kind of a closet. I'm glad you're all here because otherwise I would just be in here talking to myself, even though I'm kind of already just in here talking to myself. Anyway, The Cottage by Daniel Judson. When Kate Burke is awakened one night by a sound outside her window, her PTSD is triggered. Was it simply a deer crossing her secluded backyard, or was it intruders? Because Kate still lives with the dreadful memories of her husband's murder during a seemingly random home invasion 2 years ago. She knows the answer can mean the difference between life and death. But when she discovers the unsettling ways her property has been vandalized the next day, Kate is forced to conclude the worst. Someone is watching her. Kate decides to rent out her estranged sister's cottage, which sits on her property, for the summer. Another set of eyes around the place won't hurt, and with additional support from family and friends, Kate should be feeling safe. Instead, the vandalism is escalating. So are the anonymous late-night calls and texts, each one more disturbing and violating than the last. Whoever is targeting Kate, whatever their motive or terrifying endgame, the footsteps in the dark are getting closer. So that's The Cottage by Daniel Judson, which comes out November 2nd. The Hidden by Melanie Golding. I think accidental secret theme of today's episode is the and a single word as a title, because there's a lot of that going on. Okay. One dark December night in a small seaside town, a little girl is found abandoned. When her mother arrives 20 frantic minutes later, authorities release the pair, believing it to be an innocent accident of a toddler running off. But when a man is found beaten and left for dead in his apartment, and a bedroom is discovered to contain a padlock and, most worrying of all, children's toys, DS Joanna Harper begins to suspect the little girl on the seafront was not who her mother claimed. Worse, when CCTV footage reveals an image of the pair, Harper realizes she knows the woman almost as well as she knows herself. It's her estranged daughter, Ruby. Desperate to reach Ruby before the police find her, Harper knows her deception might just cost her everything. But if it means choosing between her daughter or her career, Harper knows there's no question. She'll protect her daughter no matter what. But what Harper doesn't know is that someone or something else is searching for Ruby and the little girl too, waiting to bring them home once and for all. Steeped in local legend and exploring the depths of what it means to be a mother, Melanie Golding's newest novel asks how far we'll go to save the ones we love. So if you're interested in The Hidden, it comes out November 9th. All right. The Archivist by Rex Pickett. Another the. When archivist Natalie Fontaine is found dead of an apparent drowning, Emily Snow is hired by Regents University to finish the job she started, to organize and process the papers of Raymond West, a famous Pulitzer Prize-winning author who has been shortlisted for the Nobel. Emily's job comes with its inherent pressures. West's wife Elizabeth is an heiress who's about to donate $25 million to the Memorial Library, an 8-story architectural marvel that is the crown jewel of the university. The inaugural event is in just a few months, will be a gala for the who's who of San Diego to celebrate the unveiling of the Raymond West collection and the financial gift that made it all possible. As Emily set to work on the West papers, it began to dawn on her that several items have gone missing from the collection. To trace their whereabouts, she gains unsupervised access to the highly restricted dark archives, in which she opens a Pandora's box of erotically and intellectually charged correspondence between Raymond West and the late Nadia Fontaine. Through their archived emails, Emily goes back a year in time and relives the tragic trajectory of their passionate love affair. Did Nadia really drown accidentally, as the police report concluded, or could it have been suicide, or even worse, murder? Compelled to complete the collection and find the truth, Emily unwittingly morphs into an adult Nancy Drew and a one-woman archivist crusader on a mission to right the historical record. Twisting slowly like a tourniquet, the archivist turns into a suspenseful murder mystery with multiple and interesting layers. Not just a whodunit, it's also a profound meditation on love, privacy, and the ethics of destroying or preserving materials of a highly personal nature. So if you're interested in The Archivist, it comes out November 9th. All right. Nanny Dearest by Flora Collins. Sue Keller is lost. When her father dies suddenly, she's orphaned in her mid-20s, her mother already long gone. Then Sue meets Annie. It's been 20 years, but Annie could never forget the face. She was Sue's live-in nanny at their big house upstate, and she loves Sue like she was her own. Craving connection and mothering, Sue is only too eager to welcome Annie back into her life. But as they become inseparable once again, Sue starts to uncover the truth about Annie's unsettling time in the Keller house all those years ago, particularly the manner of her departure or dismissal. At the same time, she begins to grow increasingly alarmed for the safety of the two new charges currently in Annie's care. Told in our alternating points of view, Annie's in the mid-90s and Sue's in the present day, this taut novel of suspense will keep readers turning the pages right up to the shocking end. All right, if you're interested in Nanny Dearest, it comes out November 30th. And that is our yellow labels for today. I will have a Goodreads post on our Goodreads group, Tea and a Book Tuesday, with everything that I eliminated from this episode because it was a series update. There's a good handful of them, so you'll want to look out for that. If you want to take home one of these 4 books, All Her Little Secrets, Bewilderment, Wildlands, or Dolphin Junction, put the name of the book and your MPL location for pickup in the comments below. I will respond to your message if you're the one who was chosen, and I will start sending them out right after this. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, the link is in the description below, and I would encourage you to do so. Next week, we are going to talk about November's romance and historical fiction. And let's get out of here. And I think we're good. Okay, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.